What's up, all you filthy degenerates, and welcome not only to the holiday season, but this is kind of when it all picks up. We have the college basketball and NBA picks. They're going to be up and running on the channel more frequently, okay? That's just going to be putting it blunt. We're going to try to do it 6-7 days a week, and if we can, we will do it every single day. But I don't force picks here, full disclosure, with college football really in effect. I don't like to bet college basketball, which is kind of one of my bread and butter sports, until a month or two into the season after we get through the invitationals. I'll have a couple sprinkles there and wherever I do see an opportunity, but not enough to really kind of share with you guys outside of Discord those plays. So I want to get down into my picks for today. We're going to start this off hump day with 3 picks in the college basketball arena 1 week before Christmas. So hopefully you got all your presents done. If you haven't, I'm sure you can get a hold of me and send me my Christmas presents in some form or fashion. Just kidding. Love you guys, and let's get into the picks. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. We're going to hit this one running. And like I said, we're going to have a lot of NBA, college basketball picks to go along now as we ramp up with the die down of college football, leading up until kind of where we're at within, even having hockey and the postseason for NFL. So it's kind of part of that whole cycle and rotation that we do. But we're going to get into Outlier. That is the platform that I use to do a lot of my data analysis outside of a couple other paid subscriptions to really compile the best bets available. And if you have not signed up for Outlier, make sure you do so. They do run specials from time to time. In my link down below, 7-day free trial. It's $20 a month, and I can tell you guys this platform not only wins me bets, but it saves me $20 at least in juice a night, if not hundreds of dollars. So check them out for yourself. It really does kind of give you the edge in terms of making the bets possible. And we're going to break it all down from a perspective within this first game. And we're going to start this off. Let me know in the comments if this is kind of how you guys want to vibe with me. If it's going to be kind of just the games that I'm kind of keying in on. Do you want me just to talk about them, or would you rather me run the entire board, which, possibly may not be as thorough, okay? But as we get into it, we have the Toledo-Houston game. Now, this is an interesting game because we can look at kind of the numbers here for Houston, and quite frankly, guys, they've been playing defense a whole hell of a lot better than, a lot of people probably expected them to start out. They've cashed unders, quite frankly, in their last 7 games. If we look at them, and this is something where at home they've cashed 7 games in a row, okay? And in these games, the odds makers kind of have the line settled at the 130, 134 level, okay? It's kind of in that middle 130s range, and that's okay. We could see these totals getting down below, really not even getting close to 140. Except for a couple of them. But this one's set at 142.5. If you look at Toledo, they can score a little bit more so, but we got to ride the under. This is one of my favorite bets of the day. And we can talk about kind of that Houston defense, top 5 in points, field goal percentage, and 2-point percentage. Getting it done, against a couple of lackluster opponents, but still rebounds the ball well. I like to look at assist-to-turnover ratio. That's one of my favorite metrics out there, and 21st in the nation within that, okay? Toledo, they do, kind of get up and down a little bit more so, coming in at 69th in total points scored in terms of offense. But I think they're going to struggle against a Houston-led defense that is at home and really does protect home court. So I think that's where we're going to get any under. And 142.5, a little bit too tipsy for me. So we're going under 142.5. Toledo and Houston, that's one of my favorite bets of the day, okay? Next, I want to talk a little bit about the USC game that we have. It's going to be a late night, some late night action, okay? And as I navigate over here, okay, I'm going to pull up the kind of what we have going on with USC. And this is a game where, I think USC hasn't really played. It's kind of interesting to see USC kind of play into this Big Ten schedule. And I know we haven't really done that yet. It's starting to kick off, very, very soon. And it's something where you look at Cal State Northridge, all right? Now, when I look at this game at face value, I think that you have to understand USC, I think their defense is just sorry, and I think that Cal State Northridge can score points with the best of them, okay? So that's kind of where I lend myself towards taking an over in this spot, and more so if we want to get into kind of why, I'll pull up the numbers, okay? And that's kind of where we're going to pull it up here, and you can see what I'm talking about, okay? And this is kind of where we look into a USC metric, and not only is this a great insight, but the over at home for USC is hitting at a rate of 71%, okay? But looking at this USC kind of led club, they can score up and down, but they can't play a lick of defense, okay? In the middle of the pack and pretty much everything. I know they've had some pull-away wins covering the number, but nothing where I'm going to go jump up and down against quality opponents. Maybe Washington, okay? They lost to Oregon 68-60 as that Big Ten schedule starts to kick off. Just super weird, guys, seeing Oregon and USC playing each other in the Big Ten. This is kind of my concern on how that's going to affect the student athletes is with the travel games more so than the football schedule. So I'm talking basketball, baseball, field hockey, lacrosse, swimming, soccer, all those non-revenue sports that have more travel kind of obligations, with the exception of basketball, which does bring in quite a bit of money. So that's kind of where we're going to look at this. I think that in terms of Northridge, when we talk about their defense, they do well. Not too shabby. They rebound the basketball pretty well as well. But it's something where I think USC is going to be a little bit more so athletic than the team that they're playing. And then offensively, if we look at kind of what Cal State Northridge is able to do, I think they're going to be able to score in USC. So I think this is going to be an up and down game. And the one interesting thing is I kind of like a little bit of Cal State Northridge plus the points. If you can find a plus 11, kind of where I'm at. I don't want to say they're a live dog, but I do think that they might catch USC sleeping. So that would be kind of where I lend in this argument. But I do like the over as my official play. And that's where we're going to go over 150.5 in this as a best bet. Okay. And then the last game that we are going to get into, this is going to be Cal State Bakersfield and Portland. Now, this game grabbed my attention because if you look at Cal State, they have not won a road game. And this one is really, really kind of fishy, in my opinion, okay? And quite frankly, if you look at kind of why, Portland is probably one of the worst teams in college basketball, almost dead last in every offense and defensive statistic outside of blocks, okay? And on the other hand, Cal State Bakersfield, they could, play pretty much how should I say this? They can compete with everyone, in my opinion. Okay, they come into this game 5-6, but they're 4-0 at home and 0-5 on the road. So this game grabbed my attention pretty strongly because of how the public's betting this. Now, this is where you could see, okay, well, we have an 0-5 team, but why is everybody taking Portland? Okay, why is everybody taking Portland, and why is this number kind of just? It was kind of a fishy line movement in my perspective as well. But then you look over at the amount of the handle that's on Cal State Bakersfield. I think this is where you get a better team, okay? And I've done this before. I've talked about it. Quite frankly, I don't care. You get a better team that has to go on the road and play a really more inferior opponent, okay? And me personally, guys, I think that this is a bad line. I think Cal State Bakersfield takes care of it. It's a little fishy, so it would not surprise me if maybe Portland pulls the upset. But I think as it stands right now, guys, very hard not to back them, okay? As you look at these last 6 games on the road, you go back to March, Hawaii, I'll discredit that. I mean, everybody that plays at Hawaii kind of has a little issue within all that logistically speaking. And then, this is a lot of high-powered competition, right, in terms of just class up, right? Florida Gulf Coast, Cal, and then you talk about kind of UC Irvine and even some other opponents that they haven't really done well against, okay? But it comes down to, in my opinion, guys, the fact that this is, I think, a Cal State Bakersfield team that is a shade better than Portland. And if they were not 0-5 on the road, I probably would be all over taking this, and I think it would be a little bit different number. Okay, so I think we get some value with this. Better team. I know it's a little juicy. We're going to lay that minus 130. I'm taking Cal State Bakersfield, and that'll round out my 3-pack, okay? So appreciate you guys watching. A little bit more of a quicker kind of rundown, best bets. Just give you guys a 3-pack and of the games that I like within the college football arena. I'm sure college basketball. I can't switch gears mentally. That's kind of why I don't do that, like the commingle. But anyways, those are my best bets. I'll put it up for you guys on the screen. Like, comment, and subscribe down below if you have not done so. We'll see you over in the Discord. Also, if you want to become a channel member, there's a link down below for that. And we're going to start doing some cool stuff come January 2025. Got some things in the works, but trying to navigate all with these seasons transitioning has been a little bit difficult. Okay, so with that, I'll leave you. Hope you guys are all doing well. Enjoy this lead up to the holiday bowl season, all this good stuff. Great time to be alive, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.